Hey everyone, welcome and thanks for following along as I try to transform our backyard into the garden oasis that I have always dreamed it to be. This week, my goal was really to get a whole bunch of plants that are inside, outside, because we're way past frost and I think any danger of that. However, I do have some experience because I have been gardening for a couple years now, and I know what not to do. But I think this week I was maybe a little bit too cautious. And what I mean by that is when you move your plants outside, if they've been inside, they're acclimated to the indoor environment. You don't want to for example, at the beginning of the week, it was very hot. It was in the 90s and it was extremely sunny, extremely hot. And if I put the plants outside like that, they probably would have gotten just sunburned right away and probably would have withered and would have needed like constant watering. So I said, let me wait for it to cool down a little bit. However, then midweek, when we had a nice day, there was supposed to be a really heavy thunderstorm that night, and there was, including, there was the threat of hail. The winds were really strong, so that would not have been a good situation to put the plants out because they would have probably just gotten beaten down by the hard rain and just knocked around in the wind. So, then the following day, when there was an opening, it was a gorgeous evening, but I was going through some stuff in my personal life. So I should have probably would have been the best thing to go out into the garden and garden, but life is not always perfect. I'm learning as I get older that it's typically far from perfect. And so whenever you have positive moments, you should cherish them even more. Anyway, so I didn't put them out Thursday evening, and since Thursday evening, it's been raining and raining and raining. I guess I could put them out now in the rain. However, it's like going into the 40s tonight and for the next couple of nights. So now I'm like, it's too cold. But you know what? It's never going to be a perfect situation. I think I just have to get the plants out there and keep an eye on them. And so I will probably do that soon. But all my flowers from Plant Gem, all of my summer vegetables are all just inside, waiting to go outside. I just need to do it. So I don't have any of that content to share this week. And again, we had some like really gorgeous afternoons and evenings, and I'm learning my lesson that when it's gorgeous, just go out and film, just capture some footage. But I'm gonna do the best that I can today. It's a little bit rainy, but right now it's not too bad. So let me show you around. Came back from last year. I don't know what kind of flower these are, but they're absolutely gorgeous and I'm loving them. This is Marigold that I got that I just popped up front here. I should probably deadhead this a little bit. Do you deadhead marigolds? I think you do, right? Don't come here for advice because I don't know what I'm doing. It's not why you watch these videos. But usually these don't come up until July. But my gladiolas have already started springing up. And I had actually gotten this for free from the flower show like last year or the year before. It's a holly bush. I wasn't sure if it was alive or not, but the leaves have come back. So one day this will be a big, beautiful holly bush. And then over here is a magnolia bush that we planted summer before last. And it is starting to develop some magnolia flowers. So very excited to see these buds. I don't think we've had this many flowers on this plant yet, so can't wait to see it in full bloom. Well, we had a flower that went away, but so stuff is doing really good. Is doing really nicely in the yard. And then if we look over here, if you remember, I had planted these petunias back here and they're flowering just lovely, just gorgeous. We have a couple nights going into the 40s again, so I hope they make it. And these perennial zinnias, they are back. It makes me wonder if that's some kind of zinnia. Probably not. Who knows? Yeah, stuff is doing great up in the front. I just love this smoke bush more and more every day. These just vibrant purple flowers, and look how pretty those water droplets look on the smoke bush. Just gorgeous. So it's been raining a lot, and this dogwood, oh gosh, I hope it's not snapped. Oh, let's see. Okay, I don't think it's snapped. I think it's just waterlogged. Oh geez, but oh, these leaves are not looking good. Uh-oh. This guy was doing so well too. I hope it's just water weight and wind and it's gonna be fine. This one, however, he's holding up okay. He was not doing so well in the beginning. There are some beautiful dogwoods all over our town and our neighborhood that are in full bloom, and just thrilled to see that's what this could be one day. My Spirea, my candy corn double play, this one is struggling. I don't know, I think maybe it doesn't get enough sun or too much sun. This one's doing a little bit better, I think. Maybe because it's in shade for more of the day. Then if we go over to the raised beds, the arugula is coming in really nicely. I actually cut some the other day and we had that in our salad for dinner. The stevia just didn't make it, but my Swiss chard is also slowly but surely coming in. My mint is doing nicely. Pansies, it's gonna be very, I mean, it's probably past the time that I should have switched these pansies out for something else, but you know, we're actually gonna have a couple nights in the 40s coming up, so maybe it's good that I left the but I don't know if you remember, I'll try to find footage, but this whole planter just filled in really nicely. Wheelbarrow Garden's doing great. Rumex is doing fabulous. The lamium are starting to get some really pretty purple flowers on them. Just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. My sage always does really well, and right now it's huge, crowding out the poor rosemary next to it. Rosemary is doing great. Lots of new green growth on my lavender. So lavender is doing well. What are these flowers? Wow, I don't think my sage has ever flowered before. Wow, this is, wow. I didn't know it could do that. I hope that doesn't mean the entire plant's gonna bolt. I mean, there's no flowers over here, so I think we're okay. My peas, my, oh my goodness, I even have some peas. Oh, look at that. Ooh, we'll probably harvest those soon, and beautiful pea flowers. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the little water droplets on there. It's beautiful. So these are like my forgotten planters. I just like haven't had time to do anything with them yet, but this one I had planted some kale in it a while ago, and the kale like survived through the winter and came back, but my kale bolted. So if you've ever wanted to see what a kale flower looks like, this is it. This is it right here. I have to clean up all of that. I don't want to do it right now because everything's going to be wet and a lot heavier, but all of that needs to get cleaned up. Ooh, this is a pretty angle right here of the whole backyard. It's a pretty angle. This guy's waiting for stuff to go inside. All the stuff inside is just waiting to come outside. That's a mess back there. Yeah, I mean, it was looking a lot prettier. We had some beautiful, beautiful evenings. This is a little, but you know what? I'm also just appreciating the beautiful, like the light rain. Trying to appreciate that too. Parsley is doing quite well. So I should definitely start using some of this in the cooking, and the dill is also doing great. And then since we happen to be right here, which is like our family room area, I might as well just take a second to point out behind me this plant wall, which is in not great shape right now. It's actually like in awful shape. Only that one in the top corner is really, doing well at all. I had some ivies in there that made it through like a couple seasons and even a couple winters. What I typically do with this plant wall is these are usually, like by this time this year, I move them outside. There are hooks along the fence, and so these planters are just, there's one on every post, and it just like adds a little bit to the backyard. And then when it starts to get cool again, my husband constructed this like frame for them inside, and so during the winter months they're in here providing some green and some color when everything is dead outside. But as you can see, most of them have just like suffered and withered. All the ivies are just like dead. There's like a couple plants in there that are living, but most of that just does not look great. So one of the, I think like my next project is going to be to get these cleaned up, put some, probably annuals. I think it's not a good idea to try to bring the same thing inside and outside. I thought that could be like an area where I saved money, but I think like if I do move these back inside, what I should do is just like completely dump out the soil, put in fresh soil, because also what I was doing in years past was bringing in like bugs and stuff from outside. So I'll probably get some annuals for these and then move these back outside, and they'll just provide like some lush greenery or color. So that what's nice about these videos is it's kind of, they've also gotten me thinking, okay, what am I working on now, but what is going to be the next step? Like, what's the next project? And I think this is going to be the next project. So just thought I'd point it out behind me, so you can also get excited for what's coming up next.